Okay, so the trucking company purchased mechanical parts for $32,000 total. The people selling them are offering a 5% discount on any part they paid. Okay, this is kind of confusing within 5 business days. So what they're saying is the trucking is going to pay a certain amount, probably less than 32,000, and as long as they pay it within 5 days, they get a 5% of that. Okay, a 5% discount of that. So they end up paying after that discount 20,500, but they're going to get more than that towards the 32,000. Okay, so and it's a 5% more essentially. So that's the math that we have to do. So if you want to set up an equation, there's a couple ways to think about this. So I'm going to let X be the total payment. Okay, and 5% isn't a huge amount, so it should be a bit bigger than 20,000. Not sure how much. We're going to figure that out. So here's how I thought of it originally. I'm going to show you 2 ways to set up the equation. So it's going to be 20,500 plus 5% of the total payment, which we're calling X. And what is that going to equal? Well, we don't know what X is. We're thinking it's a bit bigger than 20,500, right? So 20,500 plus 5% of something a bit bigger than 20,500 should be the total payment. Okay, I know that I don't know if you like that way, but if you think about it, it's 20,500 plus 5% of some number that's bigger than that. That's how much they paid. I don't know, maybe 22,000 or something like that. Should be equal to the 22,000. Or, so if we did some math here, if you remember your algebraics, how to solve algebraic equations, there's a 1x there. You would subtract 0.05x from both sides. And you'd end up with this equation, 20,500 equals 1 minus 0.05 is 0.95x. Okay, and then the last step would be to divide both sides by 0.95. And if you divide, use your calculator, 20,500 by 0.95, you get a solution for x. Now, this isn't the answer to the question of what? Let me see. 20,500 divided by 0.95 is 21,578. And we're going to round to 2 decimal places, 0.95. 0.95, sorry. Running out of room there. Okay. $21,000, $578 at 0.95. Okay. So that's one way to do it. And then, how much did the discount be? The discount would just be the difference in this number here and the 20,500 they actually had to pay. So you subtract one from the other. That's the answer to question A. Okay, that part I think is the easier part. Let me jump back to the beginning and highlight this equation here. Let's see if we can come up with a new way to do this. Maybe you like this way better. So let's see. If you paid 20,500 and you got a 5% discount, then that means you only paid 95% of the total amount. And the 95% of the total amount should be equal to 20,500. So what I'm saying here is you could this just kind of depends on how you think about it. You either think about it like, my initial thought was to think about it like this. This, what I'm circling. But you could think about it right away. You could jump right into here if you say, well, wait a minute. If I got a 5% discount, then I only paid 95% of the total. So 0.95x is what I paid, is equal to 20,500. So that kind of, if you think of it like that, you can get to this highlighted equation, which we got to after an extra step. You can get there a little bit quicker, okay? And then I'm letting X be the total payment, which isn't any of the question. Question A says, what's the discount? So to answer question A, you would have to say, well, what was my discount? If the total payment I'm getting credit for is 21,578 0.95, then I would have to subtract what I actually paid, right? And whatever that number is, sorry for my rainbow pen color, let me go back to black. Whatever that answer is the discount, right? And then you could answer question B, after they make the payment, that would be the difference in the $32,000 and what they got credit for, which is this number here. Okay, I know that one's a little tricky. You might see it again, so just think about how we set that up. Once you have the setup, it's not too bad. But of course, the hardest part, and a lot of times with these kinds of questions, is setting up that initial equation. So I always recommend picking your variable. What are you going to let your variable be? And then try and set up an equation to solve.